is, it's not a gift, man. It's a trust. It's a community ideal. The people in the room. Let's talk about some of the most difficult of things, painful, hurtful things, but yet congeal an environment where people can see humanity. Nope, it's your mercy. Civil liberties attorney Clarence Darrow also said when it came to humor, if you lose the power to laugh, you lose the power to think. With that, the End of Racism Comedy Lecture Tour Virtual Edition.
I think racism is the reason why you never ever see any black people in tanning commercials. You're laughing, but if you went to the local pharmacy, you saw a cardboard cutout of me with some suntan lotion, you'd be confused. It's a killer. They don't tell you this. It affects everybody. Guess what? Racism affects white people too. But they don't tell you. That's why I'm here. Work with me here. Black History Month. I'm Muslim have Ramadan, Latino have Latino month, Asian have. What do my white brothers and sisters have? Nothing. You don't have a Caucasian Awareness Month or Crack a Beach or Running or Starting or Richard Month or Holy Help or Pale Calls. Nothing. Put out your right hand. Your fingers. I call this the fives. It's a thing about language. Freedom. I mean, always 5 letters. That's just how close we are. 5 letters. Think outside the box. Here we go. You can count on them. 5 letters. I believe we all exist. EXIST. Here on the earth. 5 letters by virtue of the fact we're all human nature. We're man. Therefore, it doesn't matter whether you're black 5 letters, white 5 letters, Asian 5 letters, or Latino. I take the older age stuff. I'm Muslim, you know, that means I follow Islam, that's 5 letters. If you follow Jesus, if you're Jewish, you get Torah 5 letters too. The point is always going to be hate, and it's 5 letters too. Because our power lies in our unity, UNITY. And a hater, you know how a hater is. Most of them are angry, some of them are upset, some of them are pissed off right now because damn it, it's okay. Tell a hater, listen, man, if you can't spell it out, do the math. If you take 3 things away from the 5, it gives you peace. And that peace is spelled P-A-C-E.
I proudly present the End of Racism Comedy Lecture Tour Virtual Edition, coming to a college near you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notify button so you know when you're getting new episodes. And we just want to grow this project. I thank you in advance. Without further ado, let's get it rolling. The ShOUT Show.
Assalamu alaikum barakatuh to everybody. This is Preacher Moss, host of the SOS the ShOUT Show. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. Some of you were having so-so days yesterday, but some of you are having amazing days today, and some of you are having miserable days. Let me break it down for you. In case you guys didn't know, we finally have a president. Let me say that again. We finally have a president. Not to say that we didn't have a president for the last 4 years, because we didn't. But now we have a president. I can actually say that guy actually reminds me of something presidential. So without further ado, brothers and sisters, you know that Joe Biden is elected president. So there's no more need for Van Johnson crying on CNN. We have a president and we have a vice president who's Indian and she's black. But I'm going to take the black for the Indian. Blend in. So she's blending everybody. And we got a VP. We got a lot going on here today. So let me bring some surprises. First of all, coming on the show for the first time, thank you for coming on the show. We ask simple ask. If you don't mind, click the subscribe button because we're trying to get from 127 to 128 by the end of the week, brothers and sisters. Click the subscribe button. And on top of that, if you like the show, brothers and sisters, this is the perfect time to hit the like button. So for everybody that's coming on the show, appreciate you. For our soldiers, you're going to be missing one soldier. You're going to missing one soldier on the shout out show. And I will be explaining to you why. So let me give you some quick shout outs here, brothers and sisters. Sister Ree, I know you in a good. That's hello, family. We won. I'm right. I feel good about that because when I did that down ballot videos, I felt really stupid if we didn't at least win the presidency because we ain't do much else. Sister Rabina, all the way from the UK. How you doing? Thank you so much, Sister Rabina. I knew you were going to come on. I know you're going to sing Ding Dong, the King is Dead, D-E-A-D. And Sister Ika, all the way from Indonesia. That's right. You got it right in time zone. Alhamdulillah, Allah loves you. Okay. Sister Satana Ali. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I know why you're here. You're here to watch Preacher Moss soak. But doggone, I'm not going to soak by myself. Because I got help today. I want y'all to know I got help today. Now I know y'all were laughing because I was shouting out my mom and Miss Eleanor yesterday. But we got a guest host from the comment section, from the shout out show, our consulting producer who will be doing some guest hosting upcoming. Brothers and sisters, put your hands together for Sister. He's gone. He's gone. Oh, he's gone. Oh my goodness.
Well, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone, and peace be unto you.
So we're gonna get a female Muslim perspective. But I'm gonna tell y'all, for the last 4 years, and look at a man do whatever the hell he wanted to because he was protected by other weak people. Like if it was anybody else, we'd have snatched him off the street. We'd have done the drop zone on the drop squad on like Spike Lee. Reoriented his band. He was surrounded by
Your mic.
And now he has no one around him because he's like the champ that got knocked out. Nobody cares when you're the champ that got knocked out. We only care about the champ. You're not the champ anymore.
He's so hype.
Man with a white face. Alhamdulillah. 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 A white man with a white face. A white man, instead of a white man whose face reminds me of breakfast. 3 eggs, veggie sausage, and orange juice. And I'm in Philadelphia, so I'm just taking it all in. They got drummers out there.
Yeah, Philly is lit. I saw some photos. So did you pass any of those?
That's it. It's going down today.
Yeah. Okay.
Hooray! Finally a face. That's it. That's right.
Sister Ree, Sister Ravina, Sister Aika, Sister Sultana. Who else am I missing?
Sister Tana. What's going on, Sister Tana? I know you got some stuff. I ain't never seen this many people. I mean, I'm telling you. Trump folks.
I know Sister Sultana, so I know Sister Sultana Ali, so yeah.
You know, I'm here to tell you, I'm happy in the check on the 1st and the 15th.
God.
I am so happy to see somebody come into misfortune. I know that sounds horrible. Astaghfirullah. I'm so happy to see somebody not get a job, get fired. And we did it. Everybody fired you. That means you can't get hired anyplace else. You got over 70 million references going, don't hire it, man.
Oh, what was the name of his show? The one he said, no, the one that he says you're fired. What was the name of that show?
Oh, The Apprentice.
Apprentice, yeah.
You're fired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna eat that one. That's gonna live in meme heaven.
For sure.
Heaven. My brother Rick, I know Rick's not watching. My brother Rick sent me a thing once it first happened. it said when one door opens, when one door closes, another one open. One was the White House, the other one was a jail cell. Oh, I want to see you go to jail. I'm sending commissary to everybody at your place. I'm like, just touch him in the morning.
It's really interesting how a lot of his people in his camp are kind of like going silent.
We got some sound distorting echoing. I wonder where that's coming from.
Sorry, is that me?
That might be you.
Is that better?
Yeah, you might be able to go without the if you're just speaking to your computer, you might be able to go just straight into the computer.
Okay. So I know you were having some problem earlier, so I don't know if that comment was for earlier or for now.
I'm not sure. Sister Rabina, how are we?
How are we sounding?
It's funny we can ask people on the show in the comments, how we sound?
It'll take like a minute or so.
She's like, it's echoing. What'd you say? Say. All right. So what's the deal, Sister Rabina? We have a Indian Caribbean VP. They're not talking a lot about her right now because I think they're trying to figure out what that looks like.
Trying to frame it because there's so many parts to her. Like you said, she has the Indian background, the Jamaican background. She grew up in, of course, Oakland, and she went to an HBCU, historically black college. Right? She graduated from. I mean, she pledged sorority, aka, hey, I had to wear my AKA pin.
I didn't know you AKA.
Yes.
You know, my mom's an AKA.
Your mom's AKA?
My mom.
Oh, yeah, okay. Didn't know that. All right, we gotta.
Out of Howard. Both of them went to Howard.
Okay, so exactly.
They didn't have Howard though, but that's another story.
It's like right in your backyard.
Yeah, I had some backyard problems. But here's the problem I don't have in DC. Don't.
Right. So there's so much to her, and I think that they are trying to frame it. But however, it's historical, of course. Being the first woman and the first woman of color, since that's going to cover everything, right?
Indian and black. I'm like, well, you got them all. That's a 2-for-1 for the next 4 years. Now, what I do hope is they didn't get Joe Biden too excited. I don't know if his heart can take it. I want to do a Fred Sanford. Elizabeth, that is hilarious. Look, Sister Ika, you're excited today. Yep, you ain't been in the United States. If he's in Indonesia, you know exactly what we were talking about.
And Sister Ika, Sister Ramina, Brother Ataf, I know you guys are joining us internationally, and the time has changed. So I'm glad you're able to join us.
No. Altaf, what are they saying about Trump losing in Canada, in Toronto? What are they saying? Nobody liked him in Toronto, man. People don't like him in Toronto. But I will say this, though. You know, they said this was the second highest total for any president in the election. The only total that was higher was, of course, Joe Biden. But we got to look at some things, some real things, all jokes aside. Because I'm just, of course, embellishing his loss. But it's a real thing is that a lot of people voted for this guy. A lot of people. And what I felt like in this situation, if you will, is that, you know, people could be shy. They call them shy Trump voters. But you had shy racists. You had people who felt that way, but felt like they had a platform. And so, you know, we talk about Karens and all of that. Those were the Karens that told you how they felt. There are a lot of Karens that voted for Donald Trump. A lot of Karens. And I mean, that's what we have to look at because they're still around. Because this guy loses doesn't necessarily mean that it's all, you know, there's a halt to the program. I believe he's still going to have these militias. They're going to be even more, I want to say, encouraged or embellished or, you know, I believe now they have a platform they've been waiting for a long time. So the interesting part is what is Trump going to say in terms of a transition. What do you think?
Well, I definitely think that, you're right about, kind of the cat being out of the bag, right? So they're out there, they're not going back. I'm talking about I'll say Trumpettes, so they're not going back, and whether or not he's in office or not, they're out there.
Right.
And so that's the issue that everyday people have to worry about, right? Because they're also not only in, coming up to you like, on the road, they're like in positions of like hiring and positions of, of course, the police. And so dealing
Yeah,
with that, yeah, that's,
yeah.
you know,
Judicial positions. He did a lot of damage.
mm,
Because everybody talks about the GOP not being behind them. The GOP knew exactly what they were doing. In some regards, it's like, listen, he's going to be that way, but they saw what definitely there was something to gain with the judges, over 200 some conservative judges on benches. I mean, uh, these are presidential appointees. Over 200 some judges that don't look like us, they don't sound like us, they don't know our experience. That's one. The Supreme Court is leaned 15, 20 different ways. Um, and I just think the other idea, you had a government, people talk about race, and we talk about race all the time on the show and things like that. But you had a government for the last 4 years. I swear to goodness, one of the biggest fears was that people felt like government was not going to work correctly again.
mm,
Like democracy was dead. Like another 4 years of this guy, democracy would have been dead. And I'm not going to sit up here and fool myself saying Joe Biden was a guy I voted for. It was like, this is the best we could do.
right.
Saturday in an election, this is the best we could do. I thought the person would have blew this guy out of the water. He refused to run. I held out. I helped Colin Powell run.
Mm,
I had a big. I really like Colin Powell and some of the things that he said. So let's get some comments in from Sister Tom. So when going to jail for Trump, he may bring back education curriculum. He didn't pass my first grade class. He has friends like that. Yeah. I'll talk. What we talking about? Going to Mr. Ridiculousness. But so glad there's an actual president in the U.S. now. Yeah, we were looking bad, man. We were looking bad. Sister Rabina, I know she got one. Trump will not go silently. He would take this to the highest court in the land. You are not being a party pooper, Sister Rabina. You are true. He will try to take this to the highest court in the land. I'm thinking People's Court of Judge Judy. He couldn't win in Georgia Judge Judy right now. I'm the boss, applesauce. That's what she was saying. Oh, wait. Oh, I like this one. Sadana, Barack Obama is going to the Supreme Court. Oh, that would be dope.
That would be.
That would be pretty dope. I like that idea. I know. And can somebody give Clarence Thomas a call and let him know he died 4 years ago? He just need to lay down. So can somebody do that, please?
He just needs to close his eyes. Oh my gosh.
this is Rabina. 4-year citizens had to vote between Satan and Lucifer. But they the same thing. They the same thing. Good point. I just made a point, didn't it? As it is the same thing. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. We got marching in LA. We got marching in Atlanta. We got parades and all that type of stuff. So after the big exhale, what are the first 2 or 3 things that Biden needs to start working on?
Right.
Because during this whole time, COVID has been through the roof in the United States. I mean, 1,000 people a day dying now. And we've been so enthralled with this election that literally, like, people are dying for the vote. People are dying. I wonder what COVID numbers are going to look like coming out of the voting period, that people had to go through all of this and literally stand in line. And then it's not just standing in line, social distancing. It's that you have to put out that much energy. And I want to say that it breaks down your immune system. It started getting cold and things like that. People don't understand, COVID is an opportunistic virus. And when your immune system is low, that's when you're most vulnerable. So listen, so Satana Ali, Lordy S, Thomas has to go. Yeah.
You're right. And today, like, on the East Coast, it's like 70 degrees. So I know everyone's out there. everyone's out and
You out there
everyone's
in your shirts.
partying and like,
It's a COVID setup.
yeah.
Because
And
next week it'll be like 35 people. Same
right,
thing.
so is it a flu or is it COVID, right?
We won. We won. Like, come on, man. You know, 'cause I'm just thinking, man. And the funny part is, like, everybody's coming out of the woodworks now. There are people coming out to celebrate Trump losing. I haven't seen in 3 years. People text me, "How you been? How you been? All right?" I'm like, "What happened to you? We were supposed to talk 3 years ago." It's some people went into a cocoon, man. When Trump really got going, they went into a cocoon. Have not seen these people.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out what's the new dynamic now. Okay, because we're going to talk about Biden, but you still talk about politicians. I remember this exuberance when we had Obama, but when it died down, it was like you're a politician, you got to deal with other politicians.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that he really wanted to work on, it was a very difficult pull for him.
Right.
A lot of people felt that he definitely, he jeopardized his legacy with Obamacare, which was a much needed program. It worked, but it always had opposition for people trying to tear it up. And I think I'm not sure. I'm not sure how Biden's going to handle that. I mean, he pulled some strings to get it done, but pull some strings to get it done versus okay, we're going to figure out a concrete way. Barack Obama and everybody figured out constitutionally how you can't really get rid of it. Like you can dismantle parts of it, you can't dismantle all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, is there a way to kind of put parts of it back together again? So I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Healthcare right now. I'm just talking about the overall mood of people. It's like, do we think we have political bodies, political parties that can work together again? What do you think?
And of course he made the I think was it yesterday he came on kind of preemptive. Oh, you don't have to go full screen on me. Kind of preemptive yesterday. He kind of had the conversation, and he was trying to kind of set the tone that it was going to be like kind of this nonpartisan, that we have to unite, to put the country back together again. So, we'll see how that is. I think there are something, with him, of course, it was some opposition with him was, of course, of Anita Hill, right? And the whole crime bill, right? Those are kind of probably the two big ones that he didn't get 100%.
I want to see him really aggressively attack those two crime bills. I don't care what. I'm with Jim Clyburn. Get those crime bills off the books because you got generations of people that went to jail in prison, freaking nothing. I know somebody personally who's doing about 35 years for marijuana possession. Now you can buy it legally in the same state he's locked up in. Can't do that.
Exactly. And so now you had New Jersey became like the 30th state, I believe, that can now, with this past, that was a question on, I have a fly.
All right, Mike Pence.
Okay, yeah, I know, right? Or maybe that was
Black Lives Matter.
Anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Gosh, see, that's why jacking up. So with the crime bill, was I talking about the crime bill? So with the crime bill and Anita Hill, right? That's what I was saying. Those are the two areas that he really needs to rectify. And I would say New Jersey became the 30th state who basically legalized, recreational, marijuana with this in this last. That was one of the questions on the last in the 2020 on 2020 ballot. And of course, overwhelmingly, I think 2/3 of the states said yes. So,
I have something. That's so interesting for Sister Rabina. Check this out. COVID-19 is no longer in the UK is no longer a high risk since March 2020 downgraded on the Gov webpage. It has a 99.7 recovery rate. U.S. citizens need to look at eating clean food and water because your food is graded using the manual of defects, which is not permissible in the UK, EU. She sent me a video about that.
Oh,
one thing I know when COVID really hit, I was really, really particular about what kind of food I ate. Uh,
Mm,
make sure I got enough iron, lots of greens, stuff like that, lots of exercise. Because there's so much, I feel there's so much about keeping your immune system up,
sure.
but it has been a thing. Like my local McDonald's does not serve salad anymore.
Hmm.
Like you can't get a salad. They've taken it off the menu
Is that since COVID or that's just been
since COVID started.
wow?
We had that big run. We had that big run. Toilet paper, everyone's trying to get toilet paper, water, and all of that.
Why?
All of a sudden, it's like McDonald's couldn't get lettuce anymore, and they took it off. Every salad they had, they took it off. I'm like, I think you're gonna get lettuce on your sandwich.
Your fake
That's it.
hamburger.
Yeah, because I go to Panera Bread and I get all the lettuce. I get all the spinach I want to. Lettuce, spinach. So I think it might be a thing. They just said, well, it's not a money winner. Maybe they'll bring it back at some point in time. But I was shocked.
But it's interesting. I just heard that they were bringing back the McRib.
to make to make Adam the McRib to make Adam. Yeah, I've never seen. They figure out some way to put some food together, don't they? Because that rib got about 15 different parts to it. I've seen a beef rib before. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The only thing I can say is
Doesn't have
complicated.
stitches. Doesn't have stitches in it, does it?
Yeah, doesn't have stitches. Yeah, their ribs have splints on them.
Yeah.
I never had a rib with a cast on it. Don't eat that one. But it's really interesting, man. I'm just checking out. I'm speaking to everybody. I'm checking out CNN. You know what I'm disappointed with? No knock against Philadelphia. No knock against Atlanta. No knock against LA. I really, really, really want to see people in New Orleans celebrate because I know that's going to be a heck of a first
Mm,
and third line. They might have a sixth line in New Orleans.
yeah,
I can see him with the umbrella. With
yeah,
the
yeah.
umbrella. Oh man, I could see it. But I guess I'm a little tempered though. I'm a little tempered because the election, in some regards, it missed out on certain points. I felt like at some point in time, Biden was talking about COVID, 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 COVID,
Mm,
but it was issues about the economy, and it becomes now what's your talking point and who are you speaking to?
sure.
And a lot of some of the issues that they were talking about didn't necessarily resonate. Like I was watching their breakdowns, and they were saying uh, racism and social justice as an issue ranked above COVID.
Yeah,
Economy,
I believe it. I
racism,
believe it.
social justice, COVID,
Yeah. Hmm.
and
Definitely. Yeah.
this was not an election on character.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Healthcare and
Trump would
education.
not have gotten as
Mm,
many the second most vote tally of any presidential election ever.
mm,
He only loses to the guy that gets a higher tally. I'm like, it's not even about character anymore because there's so many different parts, um, if you will. There's so many different parts that just is disjointed. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like when you break something, you have to hope that it will perfectly go back together again. And even if it does, it's not stronger because it's broken.
Sure.
But there's so many things. Like, what are some of the things that are laying out for you? Like, I really want to see what they're going to do with education now because
Yeah.
they split up COVID from education. So now the issue is like, how do you send kids to school? Like in
Right.
Washington D.C., they're getting ready to return kids back to school in the
Wow.
middle of COVID spikes.
Wow. Wow. And I think that education will probably come like fourth or fifth on the agenda, right? So social justice, then um, healthcare. I'm sorry, COVID, healthcare, economics, education. You know,
We got a food alert for Sister Rabina. Stay away from fast foods. Highest form of iron found in organic blackstrap molasses.
Mhm.
Highest form of calcium is sesame seed, tahini, not cow's milk. Okay, write that down, Satan. We're gonna have some.
Highest form of calcium is in the sesame seed to heat. Oh, tahini. Okay, not cow's milk. Yeah, I don't drink cow's milk. I don't.
I can't drink cow's milk because I'm
Mhm.
lactose intolerant.
Yeah, I think, but
With
most
the
African
lactose-
Americans are. I think most
Are
black
they?
people. Yeah,
Are they?
yeah.
I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me. I ain't even want to tell anybody. I should
No,
started a support group.
no.
I can't drink milkaholics. I should have tried that. I had no idea. Wow. Okay. Cool. I don't feel so bad now. But I think the thing we ought to look at, inshallah, is, what's the state of? Because I was reading all the information comes out now. Now that it's safe, and so like a lot of people are speaking out because it's safe. Republicans are like, oh, I'm not with you. You ought to do this because it's safe.
Yeah.
I still think Donald Trump is still fairly dangerous.
Oh, for sure.
He's shown a commitment to mislead people, and people have shown a commitment to be misled.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there's the small protests, people trying to get into some of the voting, some of the tally places, signs, stop the steal and stuff like that. And not and if you're gonna do a protest sign, please use spell check. You know, top the spill. He forgot to put an S on it. Top the scream. Now I'm like, it's stop the steal, not top the screen. You know what I mean? It's bad.
Yeah. Sister
But my
Ravina
point
is
is though,
way in the UK. She's giving you like places to go and Philly. You see that?
oh, ask for Vinny. If you're in Philly, please check out Gangster Vegan Organics and speak to Vinny. Do you know Vinny, Sister Ravina?
I'm sure she does.
I just can't be going up in places in Philly like Sister Ravina sent me. They're gonna be like, okay, all right. I don't know. I have to do a show tonight, so I'm not gonna be able to. I won't be able to go out and kick it, but maybe
Yes.
tomorrow morning I'll stop in Philly and grab something to eat. You know what? The funny part, I'm in Philly, but all of downtown Philly is boarded up.
Yeah. But it's interesting. It's not even.
Well, I
The,
mean, one of them boarded up because of the riots that happened. They had the riots with the young man that got killed, and now they have the. I don't know, man. People are happy. People do weird stuff when they're happy. People are
yeah.
destructive when they're happy and destructive when they're angry. I haven't figured that one out.
Yeah.
But I think the last couple of days really, in my heart, really just it rang a tone in my heart. It's like, are we getting to the point where elections don't matter? Like
Mhm.
literally, are we getting to the point where elections don't matter? Because this was an election I felt. What about the issues?
But I
Like,
think that kind of started last, even with the last elections. With the whole electoral vote and Hillary getting the popular vote, and people really question like, does my vote matter? You know. So, Sister Ravina said melanated people are usually lactose intolerant. Yes, I agree.
and
And
reset. All right, this is the lactose intolerance show. I'm sorry. I thought it was just me. I'm like,
Right, put a smiley face emoji if you're lactose intolerant. No.
we, we,
In
we,
the
made
chat.
we made some chicken spaghetti, and she's like, "Yeah, cream in it." And I was like, I ate a little bit of it. I was like, I know it's gonna jack me up. I thought it was milk in it, and I called her. She was like, "No, it's no milk. It's like cream of chicken." I was like, "Alhamdulillah." I said,
TMI.
hey,
TMI.
I've had some milk as an adult. I'm like, hey, look, I'm not gonna make the show tonight. I was like, I'm going through some issues.
You're at your half hour mark.
I am at the half hour mark. I'm gonna jump off. I know people want to go out and celebrate Trump. I'm gonna go out and get every. I'm gonna go out and collect Trump for president signs. I came through Philly. He had a big Trump for president sign. I'm like, oh, you wasting your money on that sign. Ooh. But on a serious note, though, I am like a lot of people. I'm legitimately worried about what this country's gonna look like.
Sure.
Can we bounce back? And then when you say, can we bounce back? Bounce back is what? People have changed. People change in nature, man. People have come out of the shell about how they feel. That's not just, the Trumpers, never Trumpers, the Trump supporters, African Americans were supporting, our rappers were supporting Donald Trump, Platinum Plan, Contract with America, Little Pimp, mispronounced Little Pump, mispronounced Little Pimp. It, you know what I'm saying? I'm literally like, what does this thing look like? I'm like, literally, what does it look like? Because it's hard to put ugly back in the lamp. When you're ugly, people remember you as ugly. They remember you. If you went out and you were mean spirited and you were outside of your character that you had been for a bunch of years, because people thought they could get away with it. They thought that this was going to be the new normal.
Right.
Going to make America great again by going back to behavior from the 40s, 50s, and the 60s. I'm like, yo, this is bad. I'm like, this is a bad situation. So I don't know what it's going to be like. We're celebrating, but there's something about those silent Karens. There's something about those silent Karens. They said 51% of white women voted for Trump.
Yeah. Why are we even here? Like, I think we have to address like this should have been easy. Like this election should have been easy.
That's my point too.
Yeah, we're like this is like day 3, 4 after the election, and we're still like, and I mean the counts are so close.
Mark,
So close.
I read an article. I read an article on the Huffington Post. 10 Muslims talk about why they voted for Trump. 10.
Yep.
There were 10. I was like, you found 10?
10 what?
10 Muslims say why they voted for Trump.
Wow.
One lady had organized a Muslims for Trump group.
I saw that. There was a flyer, a huge flyer.
Yeah, she organized a group. She said, he identified with some of their core values on abortion, things like that. Some of them were like, well, and
that might be like 5%.
I'm like, I can let that go.
Yeah, that might be like 5% of his total. Like the other 95%.
Exactly. The other part. You just said something that kind of ticked me off. Like, a lot of Muslims think I'm going against Islam. I'm like, that's not what we said. It would do us a favor if you separated Islam from your choice.
There's some comments here. So Sister Ravina said, Vinny, did you see Vinny Vegan is usually supports Tone Trump food?
Yeah, I got to call Tone Trump. He probably in Philly.
Okay.
I'm going to call Tone Trump. Probably won't pick up, but he's a busy
man. Sister Reed was a cream of chicken. Okay.
There you go. Because I was waiting for the storm, Marie. I was like, "There's some milk. I ain't gonna make the shout out show next week." All right. Reed, us ain't no joke. Okay. Sister Rabina, those women that voted for Trump because they said he was a family man.
That's a whole other discussion. That's a whole come on, really.
He's a dysfunctional family man, but
yeah.
But I think people do, it's like when you have money. Like I don't have any. I'm just kidding. It's like some of the players I would deal with, NFL players, when they signed their first contract. So they went from being amateur athletes to being multimillionaires. And the first thing they tell these guys is where they have to live now. You're a millionaire. You can no longer live in your neighborhood. Wow. You can no longer. And the move from there to now I'm over here in multi-million-dollar homes. I was in the projects over here. And we applaud that. We give a pass, not understanding that his wealth statement given to him by somebody, they told him you can't stay there.
Right.
They told him you can't be there and build. They told him that is not your environment. We're not happy with that environment. And so with Trump, is like they moved him into an environment that's supposed to be presidential sacred space, and we just let him wet the bed on the whole presidency and democracy as a whole. And we stood by helplessly like, well, I'm not presidential. I can't say anything. Maybe the VP should talk to him because we've held this thing, this ill regard of sacredness. I mean, of the president. He's not God. He's not God. You know. I mean, if he's the president of the PTA, he probably got whooped 3-4 times. He's president of the United States. Hands off. But I'm like, again, we talked about this before. Like that hands-off approach, knowing that these things are wrong. What do you think? Got Ahmed coming over to Houston. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ahmed.
Assalamu alaikum, Ahmed. How are you? Oh, there's a Muslimah is giving a sister's night tonight, right? Isn't that tonight, Ahmed? I think Salima's giving that.
You better shout it out, Ahmed. Well, you sleeping in the garage, brother. Kid's gonna bring you your morning cereal in the garage. But what about this whole idea, man? This is a president who, ex-president, former president, he was deified. They made him God. And I've said this to, hey, what's going on, Mungie? My main man. Hey, I'm in DC, man. Let's grab something to eat. Social distancing. All right. But what about this whole idea? You know, this guy was deified. Like I said something before, I might have said it on the show, but you know when Obama won the second time, like the first time was a fluke. The second time, people were like, "There's no way he can win." He won, and literally, I've said to a couple of scholars, there are a large population of people who did not like Obama, who were more majority white. It's literally like they stopped believing in God. Like if God really loved me and he was there, he would not give me this Negro for 4 more years. And they stopped. And here you have Trump that just slid into this place and he was everything opposite of God-like, but he gave them this idea like you don't have to be good to be president.
Yeah.
You don't have to be just or moral to be president. Look at me. I'm unjust. I'm immoral. I'm doing everything wrong and I'm still the president.
But
So
not only that,
what is that thing?
it leads into not only just being president, it's just the everyday person is like, you know what, I can live my life like this. I don't need to be moral and just, you know, because
it's like I can use my personal office. I can use the public office for personal vendettas.
Right.
I have people locked up. These people have people discredit. There are people who are career military. They are not career military anymore. People in the FBI have been run off. Reputation sullied.
Sure.
But here's the thing that bothers me, and we won't go too long, people. I know you want to celebrate your Trump stuff. Here's the thing that bothers me. He's going to leave office, and he may be indicted, may go to trial, but he won't be punished for the real crimes he did against the United States and humanity as a whole.
Right.
I'll give the final word to you. What do you think?
I totally agree. And I had this conversation with, you know, he's off golfing today. I'm like, is he even going to come back to the White House? I'm not sure that he's going to do that.
Oh, here's something from Mungie. Check this out. And those people's argument is that God can do good things to an ungodly man. Oh, I hate that.
No, Mungie.
I mean, but he's right, though. I've heard that, though. I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Sister Rabina said, you allow the child in a big toy shop to run riot. For sure.
Put a comment up.
For sure. And she said we couldn't even teach him basic protocol on how to behave at Buckingham Palace. That's right. I saw that clip when he met the Queen, right?
Yeah, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. So here's my deal. I'm gonna give you the final word because you're the guest host today.
Am I?
I'm gonna keep this short.
Is that established?
I'm glad he's gone, but I'm worried about what takes his place.
Yeah.
I am vividly reminded of Franz Fanon, who talked about false ego ideal. And I'm worried about if we have the will and temerity to replace this government, this attitude, this environment with something meaningful, fruitful, purposeful, and fair.
Mm.
So I'm gonna stop there. What are your worries? And then we're gonna go to close.
I think he's, once, whenever, if we get to that January 20th day, but just the cleanup from this last administration before we even get to the issues. I think just trying to repair things that have been broken, even relationships, this country, and then getting to like social justice issues, the health issues, COVID, education, and that could take some time.
It could take some time. I mean, I guess at the beginning of it, at the end of it, I'm gonna do like I said when he got elected, and now that he's lost, God, keep it simple.
It's simple.
So do odds up. Anything you want to add before we roll out, sister?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for the invite to be on air.
We're gonna get some more people. I'm gonna get Sister Rubina on, Sister Sultana.
Yes, yeah.
We can have some fun. All right, everybody. Listen, have an amazing remainder of Saturday, or if you're into your Sunday, I understand that too. Listen, everybody, appreciate you rolling with me through this whole period where we talked about this election over and over and over and over again. There will be, of course, some carryover because you know what? We always say evil doesn't know when to quit. So don't relax. Don't get relaxed.
Right.
So
and
everybody,
we want to make a dua, brother Reggie, right?
please make dua from Brother Reggie. We laid him to rest today in Philadelphia, which is the reason I'm here. His Janaza was here today, and I appreciate all the support I got from everybody. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless. Catch the rest of the show. If you have comments, I put them up at the end of the show as well. All right, take care, everybody. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As in Manji, yeah, we can do some lunch too, brother. All right, assalamu alaikum.
Spray tan.
Thank you, Manji, for the shout out.
Hey everybody, this is your brother Preacher Moss. Listen, I hope that you enjoyed your shout out show experience. We'll be back with the next show, the next shout out show. Simple ask before you go, please help your brother out. Click that subscribe button, click that notify button, and I'll see you again on this side of the microphone. You probably wonder what that smell is. That's me. I smell good. And the reason I smell good is because I use oils from Tarifa Tar. So I'm not saying you can't smell good. I'm not even saying you stink. I'm saying you have the opportunity to smell exquisite. Check out tarifatar.com for some of the best oils and scents in town.